look at this right here, the inverse cosine of the cosine of negative 2 pi over 3, is that going to be negative 2 pi over 3? It's not, because the inverse cosine is only defined between what? 0 and pi. And so when you evaluate this, you can't just put negative 2 pi over 3. Now you have to think about it a little bit. Right? Because if you now think in terms of here, at negative 2 pi over 3, which is right here, correct? This angle. The coordinates that you're looking for, if you were to say that this is from here to here is negative 2 pi over 3. So that means from here to here is pi over 3. And if you want to find where this inverse cosine is defined, it's defined in which two quadrants? Cosine's defined in quadrants 1 and 2. So it's in these two. So what you would have to do is you'd have to visually kind of see, well, here's my corresponding angle right here that has that exact same cosine, right? The exact same x coordinate. Well, what is this angle from here to here? It's not negative 2 pi over 3, but now it's positive 2 pi over 3. Right? And so that would be your answer. Okay, what about this here? The inverse tan of the tangent of 7 pi over 6 is not going to be 7 pi over 6 because the tangent isn't defined in that, within that domain. So if you think of it in terms of the unit circle, tangent's only defined from negative pi over 2 to pi over 2. Here, the tangent of 7 pi over 6. So 7 pi over 6 extends right to here. So what is this angle, this reference angle right here going to be? 1 pi over 6. Okay, so that's my reference angle. And in which quadrant will the tangent be positive? Quadrant 1 or quadrant 4? 1. So we know it has to go up that reference angle from 1, or in quadrant 1. So what's this angle going to be? Pi over 6. So when you look at this, 5 pi over 6 lies in which quadrant? Quadrant 2, right? So here's 5 pi over 6 from here to here. Is 5 pi over 6, which leaves what for this reference angle? Pi over 6. Okay, and so when we evaluate here, in which quadrant will our angle have the same sign? So if we look, the same sign is going to be right here. And so what angle is that again? This reference angle, pi over 6. And so that would be our solution.